And we're out the range today with the Smith & Wesson M&P 22 Magnum. They came out originally with their 5.7 version, then the 22 Magnum followed up. It's essentially the same gun. The grip is slightly different as far as the length, because 22 Magnum is not quite as long as 5.7. The barrel itself, it is it's got a, I think they call it the tempo action. So it's not a direct blowback firearm. So we're gonna go ahead and take some shots, see how it does. This is the first shots out of the box, so we'll see how it goes. Not a great start. We got a failure to go into battery.
You got another?
I got another one, failure to go into battery here. Got another one here.
High point 22 mag.
I'm starting to wonder. I think this is going to suffer from the same thing just about all 22 Magnums suffer from. It's hard to manipulate these long straight wall cases in a semi-auto. And this one got buggered up pretty good, where it wasn't quite, it didn't feed all the way up in the magazine. It kind of got stuck a little bit, so this could just be a magazine issue. But then the slide coming through gouged into the top of it, so I don't think it's probably going to feed now. So we'll just Barney Fife this one. And got one round left here. Let's see if it goes in. That one went in. Okay, accuracy, it's still early, it could be me. I haven't been shooting for a little while. We'll see how Steve and Eben do with it. So far, not super impressed, but that could be me. The slide has a weird kind of a kerchunk feel to it, so I can tell that the slide velocity just isn't there on, going into battery. So, there again, anyone who watches this channel knows that I hate this whole concept of break-in, but it's possible that that's what we're looking at. It might need to break in a little bit to start running really smooth. So we'll go ahead and load up another magazine and take some more shots, and we'll go from there.
Let's see if I can do any better. Well, maybe. Let's see what we can do. Wasn't too bad.
It likes you better. I'm gonna go with
well,
that.
Maybe just need a little break in.
It could be that, or it could be the magazine. So we'll just try that other one.
Charlie's Angel.
Here we go. Ooh. No bullseyes. Ooh, that one jammed. Had a jam. Just failure to go in. Look, it dented like yours did. It did the same thing. I'm gonna think it's the magazine because that's the same magazine.
If that's it, yeah, that's gotta be.
You still have more rounds in there? Yep. Yeah.
Yeah, I think that's pretty safe to say. Well, that's good.
That is good. Then Evan broke it.
Oh, great. Way to go, Evan.
Yeah, it just doesn't seem like there's enough of the tail to grab it. Go ahead and pop it. It's the mag. Go ahead and pop it out.
All right, let's try this other mag. That is kind of fun.
Okay, so I'm doing some shooting with this. Found out some of the issues that we had the first time I shot this appeared to be that magazine. It was causing it to drag it wasn't, honestly, it just wasn't feeding the rounds up high enough, and that was causing it to drag some, so that probably accounted for some of the slow slide. Definitely was accounting for the failure to feed issues. The other magazine appears to be working pretty much flawlessly, so we'll go ahead and try that second magazine here and take some more shots. Now the shooting, both Evan and Steve are shooting much better with this than what I am, so I'm going to attribute that this is a me thing at this point as far as the accuracy. So we'll go ahead and take some more shots.
Go.
It's running a lot smoother. I'm starting to get dialed in a little bit more with it. I have to admit my impressions are changing on this gun already. My first magazine through this gun, I had already kind of made up my mind. I didn't really care for it. It's amazing the difference a single magazine can make. So we'll go ahead and have Evan run another magazine through here, and we'll go ahead and wrap up. That was a weird one. Two different kinds of ammo.
I was gonna say that was.
Did you see? You guys could hear it. It felt different too. Yeah.
Yo, yo.
So we were out the range today with the Smith & Wesson 22 Magnum. It's their new 22 Magnum pistol on this new frame style that they've got coming out. Similar to the 5.7. Overall profile, everything's very similar, except it's in 22 Magnum. Performance-wise, 22 Magnum, 5.7 are kind of similar in some ways. One's center fire, one's rim fire, obviously. So overall, the first magazine we put through this has some issues with the magazine. I was, initially thought maybe we're going to have a problem with the gun, but it appears to be magazine related, because the second magazine, we didn't have any problems at all. None of us did. So overall, I kind of like it. I think it's a useful firearm as far as 22 Magnum. I still struggle with the why of 22 Magnum.
There it is.
Because it's expensive, and it doesn't give you, it gives you a lot more oomph than a 22, but it costs as much or more than a 9mm. So the only advantage I could see is it gives you a little bit more oomph and you don't get the recoil. So someone who's recoil averse, I could see where that would be useful, but then why not just stick with a 22? So it's more affordable then. So other than that, what do you think?
That's what I'm having trouble with, is the utility of the gun. I don't like it for reasons that are specific to my preferences. It's a very slim. The actual grip, I like a little bit.
You should love high points actually, because they're so
big block.
So
big
the
brick.
difference, I mean, this feels like I'm holding a cloud in my hand on it. There's nothing to it.
There's no weight to it at all.
There's nothing there. It's very skinny. It's very skinny, skinny grip, which I don't like. I feel like I'm rolling over top of my own grip.
Mm-hmm.
Other than that, I'm negative towards it to begin with, because I just don't like 22 mags in a pistol. It's the utility of it seems like the money could be spent on a much more utilitarian gun, 9mm.
Now, function-wise, though, what do you think?
Function-wise, it worked fine, and it felt smooth. I didn't feel the clunkety clunk that you guys were saying, and maybe that's the break-in period that you're talking about.
It was.
I like the trigger on this one. I'll say that good thing about it. It does look pretty cool. I mean, it's a good-looking gun. I don't like the super lightweight of it. I like to feel somewhere in between, not high point heavy, not 22 mag M&P light. I need to be somewhere in the middle. What was the weight of this? Do you remember?
I don't remember offhand.
What's the MSRP?
They're around 6.
So I definitely am spending my $600 elsewhere.
Yeah, I would definitely spend $600 elsewhere as well. But as far as shooting it, I thought it felt really good. I agree with the way it looks. I think it looks beautiful, actually. I agree, as far as 22 mag, really what's the point? But as far as the functionality, I had a lot of fun shooting it. Shot a little low and left, I think, but no, I had a great time with it.
There we go. I mean, maybe that's its utility then. Yeah. It's a target shooter. Go out and plank where you're not pissing off your neighbors because you're letting off the big noise.
Yeah.
So.
Yeah,
I liked it. It was fun. And the sights, you can pick it up real easy.
Yeah, it's got the fiber optic front sight.
Yeah, and the cutaway. I love that. Yep. So, yeah, I liked it a lot, actually.
Still spending my $600 elsewhere.
I would too, but it's fun.
From a practicality aspect, I think you're absolutely right.
Not all of us are like Craig here that has to have one of everything. So,
well, I don't necessarily keep them all, but
some things.
Overall, I like it as far as the firearm itself. But I think all of us kind of agree the practicality of it, the why of it, I'm not sure about. But if you're in the market for a 22 Magnum pistol,
yeah, this would be great.
This would be great. It's Smith & Wesson quality. Now, we have to kind of temper that with the fact that the magazines right now are running 50%, because came with 2 magazines, one does not work.
50% turd.
So, that's a problem. And on the 5.7, one of those magazines was kind of a bumpus too, so it seems to be a pattern.
Smith & Wesson has a little bit of trouble with their magazine.
Their quality control in their magazines is not good.
Yeah, must be Friday or Monday.
Or Monday, yeah. So luckily, one of the magazines was made solidly on a Wednesday, because otherwise we might have some issues. But so I guess we'll go ahead and wrap up there. Overall, I think we all enjoy it, but none of us can really find a good solid reason for it. But there again, sometimes a gun doesn't have to have a solid reason. It is fun to shoot. 22 Magnum's expensive, but the nice thing about it is you get the boom and the big fireball like you're shooting a 357, and it feels like a cap gun when you're doing it.
Yep.
So, I mean, they're fun. But you know, they're just expensive to shoot. So I guess we'll go ahead and wrap up with that. Until next time, stay safe.
Come on, Steve, you're supposed to.
I was trying not to get the.
Yeah, we're also being
Wanting to
attacked
fly.
by mauled by sweat bees.